Did Jesus have a wife? It's one of the most controversial questions ever asked about the Bible. Some say it's blasphemy even to ask. Others say the silence of the scriptures hides something bigger. Let's dig in. First, the Gospels never once mention Jesus being married. Not in Matthew, not in Mark, not in Luke, not in John, nothing. If marriage was part of his life, why would all four writers completely ignore it? That silence is loud, but here's where it gets interesting. In ancient Jewish culture, especially for a rabbi, marriage was the norm. Rabbis almost always had wives. For Jesus to remain single would have been unusual, even shocking. So was Jesus breaking tradition on purpose? Or is there something missing from the text? Now, some point to Mary Magdalene. She's called one of Jesus' closest followers, the first to see him after the resurrection. Later writings, like the so-called Gospel of Philip or the Gnostic texts, hint at a special relationship between Jesus and Mary. But those texts were written hundreds of years after the fact. Can we trust them? Or are they just early Christian fan fiction? Here's another angle. Early church leaders had reasons to downplay the role of women. If Jesus had been married, especially to a woman like Mary Magdalene, it would have radically changed the power dynamics of the church. The church might have been built with men and women leading side by side. Instead, history looks very different. But let's be real for a second. Whether Jesus was married or not, would it actually change his message? Would love your neighbor mean less if he had a wife? Would forgive your enemies suddenly lose its power? Maybe the real reason this question goes viral again and again isn't about history, but about fear. Fear that if Jesus was more human than we imagine, if he loved, if he had a partner, if he felt heartbreak, then faith might feel less like a mystery and more like a story of flesh and blood. So, was Jesus married? The Bible doesn't say he was. History doesn't prove he was. But the silence, that silence leaves just enough room for questions that shake the foundations of religion itself. And maybe that's the point. Faith isn't about having every answer. It's about daring to ask the hardest questions. So I'll leave it with you. If Jesus had been married, would you still believe in him the same way?